Jurassic World Rebirth toys have been revealed, and we even know some of the designs of some of the dinosaurs thanks to leaks. We'll be going over all of that in this video. Spinosaurus is apparently a hero dino according to listing, but then in opposite of that we have the villain dino, which is classified as spooky dinosaur for Jurassic World Rebirth. So that's apparently meant to be a weird sort of thing. But we also do have T Rex returning, so there's an interactive T Rex toy. There's a ton of toys, like a super colossal T Rex, super colossal villain, super colossal hero apparently, and Mosasaurus is getting a rebirth toy. I think multiple. I think there's also going to be a big Mosasaurus, so a colossal one. That'll be incredibly awesome to see. There's also Codename dinosaurs. So one is Runner. There's a lot of speculation what that could be. It could be maybe a raptor of sorts, maybe Maiasaura because it was in a running scene, and also a spike dino. We'll get to what that is later though. But there are bonus Jurassic World Rebirth toys that I haven't talked about. They're all here. There's a big list of everything. But Aquilops, its design and everything has been revealed. It's going to be in the next movie, and Spike Dino might be Aquilops because it was data mined in Jurassic World Live. And you know, just heads up, data mine, not all data mine things come to Jurassic World Live. But, you know, this is very clearly for the movie. 2 movie things have been data mined from Jurassic World Live. So first is Aquilops, and it had a code name of MV Aquilo S. So we're kind of thinking that means movie, Aquilops, and then S, it has a name starting with S. So that's why we're thinking Spike Dino is codename for the Aquilops, and its name might be Spike, because we know it's meant to be a partner to the humans, almost like Bumpy. Basically, it's going to be the pet of sorts, and yeah, I'm guessing they might end up calling it Spike, maybe a reference to The Land Before Time. Could be Spiky even, but you know, we're going over a ton of names, and Spike was one of them, and then it ended up being revealed as a codename. But Titanosaurus, this design also got revealed through Jurassic World Alive. It went out there. I'm not going to show the original image because, you know, respect to them, but I have redrawn a few of the designs just so they're my own interpretation. I can't really get in trouble, but if I do get in trouble, I'll blur the images out. Anyway, it's really cool. It's got an incredibly long tail for some reason, but yeah, this image was at least the head of it was pushed out to the public recently, a really silly version. This is kind of more what it will look like. It's also got a big sort of bump on its head, kind of like those whales, and also some fins along its back, kind of like the level 40 Spinosaurus from Jurassic World the game. So that's interesting to see. And then of course it has a really long tail. Hopefully we see it whip something in the movie. You know, that would be pretty cool if it does whip something. We need a sauropod fight. But Purrusaurus, the massive extinct alligator, you know, we've had Sarcosuchus, we've had Gryposuchus in the Mattel toy line, but now Purrusaurus is getting a figure. I think this is so awesome. I really love Purrusaurus. Initially when it came to Jurassic World Live, I was like, yeah, it's cool. I didn't pay much attention to it, but then I played that Roblox Dinosaur Simulator game, and it was one of like the highest things you could unlock for the in-game currency that you didn't have to pay with real money. I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of cool now. I can be an apex predator on land and in the water. And now it's getting a gigantic Thrasher toy for the Jurassic World Rebirth line. So we already knew Titanosaurus was coming, and Neo Triceratops in the gigantic Thrashers line. Now we have Purrusaurus, but that's not it, because of course they come in twos, these gigantic Thrashers. So we have Purrusaurus, and we also have Chilantaisaurus, which is interesting. It's a type of theropod dinosaur. It's pretty cool. I still feel like we're missing quite a few creatures from the franchise, and they're just putting in really random species, but it's cool nonetheless. I do hope eventually one day we can get an Oviraptor, Spinosaurus, Tarbosaurus, but the show's been taken down from Netflix, by the way, so is Tarbosaurus even still canon? Do we need a figure of it? Because sure, we did get one originally, but it wasn't the show version of it. So fingers crossed one day we can get all of those, maybe like an animated sort of line, I guess, where we can get Spinosaurus, Smilodon, Tarbosaurus, but then again, we also need Oviraptor and a new Microceratus. I'm sure there's maybe some others I'm forgetting, but I feel like those are the main creatures that we're missing. And then of course we need the Rebirth species. And I think we're getting most of them, at least from what's listed here. But the new Scorpios Rex Toy, we have gotten a better look at it in this video. We do a full like spin around, and the video shows it lighting up and stuff with its damage. So this is pretty similar to the other line where, you know, we had the damage. Originally, the damage has come in many different sort of forms. Originally, there was like spin wheel damage, or like you can pull open the hatch, it reveals the battle damage and whatnot. But recently they started to glow. So I think the last line we had, they were extra sized figures, like they were bigger than they needed to be. The Pyraptor normally probably like this size, but then the big one in the extreme damage that's probably an over exaggeration, but still they're pretty big figures. And yeah, they're normal size once again, but now they're called ultimate damage and they glow, whatnot. And yeah, along with Scorpios Rex, we also have the Indoraptor, which personally it's not as cool to me because it looks exactly like the Dino Tracker's Indoraptor. And that one was really cool because it had the headgear and stuff, and I think it had a bit of a purple line on it, so it was unique. It was like the perfected Indoraptor. But now this feels like it's kind of a step backwards, you know, because it doesn't come with any gear. It just is Indoraptor with some damage. And that Dino Tracker's Indoraptor did glow itself through its eyes. It had the red eyes and they would glow. And if you had the mask on, it would direct the line out, I do believe. But yeah, this one's just a plain Indoraptor with battle damage. So this is why I think Scorpios Rex is very much the highlight of these two, because compared to the previous Scorpios Rexes, this one's more accurate. It's got the quills on it. Whereas the original two Scorpios Rexes were meant to have quills, but for some reason took them out. I don't know if this was like a design from the show, it changed up in concepts or something. But anyway, there are also new Jurassic Rebirth images. I figured we'd talk about them. They came out earlier this week, but you know, on the topic of Rebirth, we may as well have a look at them. So there was one image where they're in a swampy area, you know, maybe Spinosaurus could be near there. It's a very swampy looking place. They're deep down in the marsh. You've got Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson. I don't have the images in front of me, so I've forgotten who else was there. Maybe Mahershala Ali. But then you've also got one where they're looking inside a container of sorts. There's a little Photoshop error. It's kind of weird. And then another image of Scarlett Johansson carrying that container. And there seems to be a Photoshop error up above. Maybe they blurred out a dinosaur. And then, of course, there was one other image with three characters and they're looking up. I think we can presume maybe because they're in the grass scene, maybe they're looking at the Titanosaurus because they're looking up in amazement. But yeah, make sure to watch up here for more Jurassic videos and I'll see you all later. Bye.